the recording. So today we have the story about the fox, and the first question I want to ask is, when and how did the fox appeared? When and how did the fox appeared? Do you remember when and how? So, when did the fox appeared?
So how I remember, he appeared when the little prince go in a rose garden, and he, the fox, was under the apple tree.
But before that, how did he or when did he appear?
It was a voice at first, sound of his voice.
I mean, before that. So, what was happening before that? Before he appeared?
It was in previous chapter.
Yes, in the previous chapter.
What
was happening before that?
The little prince was weep.
Yes, I mean that. So he was weeping. So he wept. He lay in the grass and wept. He laid in the grass and wept. He was crying. He was very sad and unhappy because of what?
Because
He remembered of his wrath.
Yes, and so why he was weeping?
he began answer himself how I can be the little prince, and
Yes.
he understands what his rose not unique, so this is make him unhappy.
Yes, so he saw these thousands of roses in the garden, in the rose garden, and he was very sad and unhappy because he thought that the rose he had was the only one, and he was disappointed that there are a lot of roses like the rose he had, and he thought he has the only one rose in the world. And so he discovered that there are a lot of roses on the planet Earth, and he wept in the grass. And in that moment, when he was so disappointed, unhappy, sad, crying, and weeping, the fox appeared. So here is the mistake, by the way, in the question. When and how did the fox appear? So this ed is not right. So when and how did the fox appear? Yes, so the fox appeared, and the little prince asked to play with him, but the fox said, I can't play with you. Why the fox couldn't play with the little prince?
He couldn't
What
play with the little prince because he not tamed.
Yes, he's not tamed. And he said, I can't play with you because I'm not tamed. And he asked to tame him.
Yes.
Yes, and the dialogue between them continues. What does the little prince tell the fox he's looking for? What he's looking for? What did he tell the fox?
He tell that he's looking for people. He
Mhm.
wants to have friends,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
the fox tell him that when he tamed him, he began his friend, the only
Mm-hmm.
one fox on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right. So he's looking for friends and for people, and he wants to have friends. Little Prince wants to have friends, and he told the fox about that. But when the fox heard about people, so he said some characteristics and what does the fox like and dislike about people? Could you remember? What did the fox like and dislike about people?
He likes chicken
Mm-hmm.
and dislikes that people hunts him.
Yes, that people can kill him and they are hunting, they're hunters, and they can kill the fox. Yes, and all the time the little prince is asking about what does the word tame mean. So he's asking, what is to tame? And how can you define the word tame? How did the fox define the word tame? The question number 5. How does the fox define the word tame?
It's mean to establish ties.
To establish
Ties.
ties. Yes. And what does it mean to create, to make ties? What does
Это
it mean?
значит создать узы.
Yes. А что значит создать узы? What does it mean создать узы? Это что такое?
This is mean when the little prince and the fox will have something unicum, something general. So,
Mm-hmm.
вот, как-то я так
Okay.
это понимаю.
Uh-huh. Yulia, what is your variant? What is your idea about what does it mean to create ties? How did the fox explain this word? To
Um,
tame, create ties.
so he said then it was the only fox on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
the unique maybe uh, from the other foxes. So all
Mm-hmm.
people alike and animals alike, and when you make a tie, establish a tie, uh, there are only one fox on the planet which you can recognize, the only one
Mm-hmm.
people, only one man which fox can recognize from the steps, from the voice, and be happy waiting him
Mm-hmm.
when he come to him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so it means that somebody becomes the only one for you, but not only that. Uh, so let me just read what the fox said. For me, you are only a little boy, just like 100,000 other little boys. And I have no need of you, he said. And you have no need of me either. For you, I'm only a fox like 100,000 other foxes. But if you tame me, we'll need each other. You'll be the only boy in the world for me, I'll be the only fox in the world for you. So if you tame me, we'll need each other, he said. That's the difference. So yes, he becomes the only fox, and the little prince becomes the only boy for the fox. But it happens because they will need each other. After that, they become special for each other, and that is the difference. And okay, let's continue the questions. So what does the fox think about the little prince's planet? What does the fox think about the little prince's planet?
So he asked him about hunters on his planet, and he was happy that there are no one hunters, but there
Yes.
are no one chickens too. So it's so sad for a fox.
Yes. So it's sad that there are no hunters, but there are no chickens. And the fox was disappointed and said, what did he say to the little prince after that? He sighed. Yes, to sigh means to breathe with all his lungs. And he said, nothing's perfect. Nothing is perfect. So the fox was disappointed again that there are always something that is negative, not only positive, but something is negative. And he said, nothing is perfect. That's what he say about the planet of the little prince. Something is wrong with my internet, maybe. Okay. The question number 7. What is the fox saying about wheat? What is wheat? But by the way, I think wheat is wheat. Yes, wheat. What is the fox saying about wheat? Tatiana,
What if the little prince tame the fox? When the fox will be see the little prince in the wheat.
uh-huh. Yes, and what is wheat, you said?
Ну, я сказала, что если маленький принц приручит лиса, то типа лис будет видеть в колосьях пшеницы как бы ассоциацию с маленьким принцем.
Yes, yes, that's right. And why does the fox have this association with the wheat?
Because the little prince have blonde hair, and this is association with the wheat for the fox.
Yes, yes, maybe he has some blonde hair and this yellow scarf. I think it is yellow, like the wheat. Yes, and the fox said, "You have the hair. You have golden hair. Your hair has the color of gold, and that's why the association with the wheat is important for the fox. In spite the fact that the fox doesn't like the wheat, so he doesn't eat bread. He said, "I don't eat bread," and that's so not important for him, but it will remind him of the little prince. Yes. Okay. So what did the little prince say to the roses? The fox said, "Go to the rose garden and say goodbye to the roses." So what did the little prince say to the roses?
He said that they are not like his rose. He don't water them. He don't care of them, and there are only roses, but not his own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning, in the end of the previous chapter, he was crying just because he said that his rose on his planet is just the same as other roses, thousands of roses. And here, when he's saying goodbye, he changed his mind, and he said, "I have my special rose, and I have watered the rose. I sheltered the rose and put it under the glass." And so how does he see this thousand of roses? How does he see these roses now after the conversation with the fox? Tatiana, how does he see the roses?
Как он видит розы?
Ну да, как, how does he think about them after the conversation? So his mind has changed, and
Yes, I understand. So the little prince said what his rose tames him, and now he seen another rose different than him rose.
His rose, yes, is
His
different.
rose begin unicum flower for him, and he understands them, and he begin value ценить.
Yes, right. So he changed his mind, and in the end of the chapter, the fox shared a secret. He shared a secret with the little prince. What was this secret about that the fox shared with him?
It is the main famous phrase of this book, I think. All
Yes.
people know this, that we're all responsible forever for each one. We have talent.
We're responsible for the one we have tamed. Yes. And he said that the secret is quite simple, but frankly speaking, I can't remember that the phrase was. Yes, I know this phrase, that we're responsible for the one we have tamed. So was it the secret that he shared with him in the end? I'm not sure. But anyway, yes, that is the very famous statement, famous phrase. And what does it mean? Do you agree with this phrase, by the way? And what does it mean for you? Do you agree that we are responsible for the person, or for the animal, or for anyone we have tamed? For the rose, for the friend, or for the animal we have tamed? We're responsible forever. Do you agree with that? And what does it
Yes, I
mean?
think because when we attain somebody or something, we need in each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we need to take care
Mm-hmm.
of this subject or man.
Uh-huh. Okay. So
And
you
in his secret, he said. In his secret, he said, anything invisible,
mm-hmm.
anything essential is invisible on the eyes. You
For the
can
eyes.
see it from your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That was the phrase I think that he said as the secret that he wanted to share. Okay, we will talk about that a bit later. And now about this phrase that you mentioned, that we're responsible for the people, for the one we have tamed. And what does it mean? So we are responsible means that we should have take care, you said, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We
Tatiana,
need.
yes, Yulia, you said something.
No.
Uh-huh. Tatiana, could you please share your idea about this phrase? Do you agree, and what does it mean for you that we are responsible for the one we have tamed?
Я не поняла вопроса.
Mm-hmm. The phrase we're responsible, мы ответственны, да?
Yes.
Как это
А за тех,
по-русски?
кого приручили?
Да, за тех, кого приручили. So how do you understand this phrase? And do you agree with this statement?
Yes, I agree, because when we tame one, we take the
Responsibility.
yes,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
this is very important, because then we tame how кого-нибудь, как сказать,
Somebody.
somebody. It's mean what that somebody will important for us, and
Mm-hmm.
this is very unicum feeling, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So to tame, that we discussed before, means that we need each other. So we make something, somebody or something, needy, and we need each other. And yes, it means that if we make somebody needy of us, or so to say, so we make somebody feeling needy of us, and that means that we will be responsible for that person, so for the rest of our life. And that was the idea, I think, of this phrase. But so it's the question of discussion. Is it really so? And maybe sometimes it doesn't work, but anyway. So now I want you to continue the following phrases from the book. How do you understand them? The phrases from this chapter. So the first one, the only things you learn are, the only things you learn are, are what?
Что-то не помню.
Я
So that
могу
was,
сказать по-русски, но не знаю, как
yes.
по-английски.
Uh-huh.
Зорко одно лишь сердце, глазами главного не увидишь.
Not exactly, not this time, not this time. So there was the
Okay.
situation when the fox and the little prince were talking to each other, and the little prince said, "I don't have much time. I need to go and to search for friends, to look for friends, and there are many things to learn," he said, "on this planet. I don't have much time. I need to go. There are a lot of things to learn," he said. And the fox said, "The only things you learn are the things you tame," he said. So the only things you learn are the things you tame. How do you understand this statement, this phrase? The only things you learn are the things you tame. And do you agree with that statement? То есть ты можешь познать, да, или изучить, познать только то, что ты приручаешь. Только того или то, что ты приручаешь.
The fox told us that people buy everything in the shop and don't do anything to doing this product. So if you want to learn something, you need to make it by yourself.
Yes, that's what he said, that people don't have time to learn anything because they buy the ready-made products in the shop, in the store, but there are no stores for friends, and people no
Yes.
longer have friends. And after that, he said that if you want to have a friend, you have to tame somebody, and you will learn him while taming, so to say, while creating these ties. So, and can you agree with that? That you can learn only when you tame. It's a difficult question, I think.
Yes, but when you want a friend, you need to spend time and to make this friendship. And in this case, I agree with that. So if you met some people on the street and you don't talk to them, and there are no your not your friends anyway.
Yes. Yes. So you can't learn somebody, so to say, you can't learn about the person if you're not creating these ties with him. And you can't say anything about a person because you don't know him. You don't have the opportunity to learn him. And therefore, we can learn only people that we have ties with, so to say. So
Yes.
and it can be important phrase for nowadays when we have the social media and a lot of, so to say, friends, and we see their life through the pictures they post in the social media. But actually, that's not true learning, and we can't learn them without making or creating ties. Okay, the phrase number 2 we have already discussed was what does tamed mean? So we have discussed before. And the question, the statement number 3, to tame somebody, you have to tame somebody, you have to be what you have to be. To tame somebody, you
You
have
have
to
to
be.
be very patient.
Yes, you have to be patient. And how did the fox describe this? What is to be
So
patient?
he told that the little prince needs to be time and needs some time to tame the fox. At first, he will come and sit and wait without words, only sit and wait. Then, and fox will watching for him without a corner of his eyes, and then they, как сказать, привыкнуть,
Get used to. Get used
get
to.
used to each other and be friends, be
Yes.
tamed.
So it means you can't be the friends immediately, right at the moment. So
Yes.
you will be closer step by step, closer to each other step by step. And the person who is taming, he needs, he should be patient. And that's what it means, that you will be closer, not immediately, but step by step. And that's a very interesting idea, because I think sometimes we want maybe this, so our world becomes very fast, so to say, fast food, fast everything, the microwaves, the all this electronic mails, and we're used to something fast. But in the friendship relations or in the relations between people, we have to be patient, and patience is a very important quality for that. Okay, and number 4, language is the source of what? Tatiana, do you remember what is the source? What is the language source of?
Язык,
Language is the source.
это источник. Сейчас, я записала. Сейчас. Так. Вот. Misunderstanding.
Language is the source of misunderstanding.
Yes.
Yes. How would you translate or explain this statement?
So this is said the fox when he understands the little prince how to tame him, and it's mean what the little prince must be patient. So and just I think I can say it, believe him. So this is about.
You don't
Something
agree with
about.
that? Don't you agree with that? So you don't agree with that?
I'm agree with that because this is about confidence. So and I think sometimes the language really don't can be appear. Не знаю. Вот, как-то так.
Okay. Yes. So sometimes we should keep silence for understanding each other, because the language sometimes is the source of misunderstanding. Okay. Yulia, what do you think about that? Language is the source of misunderstanding.
Sometimes I think is that because one day people told something, but they can thought another thought.
Yes, and should we better keep silence and not saying anything? To understand each other, should we keep silence, not saying anything?
In this case, we see a man and a fox, an animal. Maybe in this case, it's working very good without words. But with people, I think we need to talk, we need a conversation. Without this, how can we know about them? Yes, of course, we can judge of their deeds, but words are important too.
Yes, sometimes we need to say something, but sometimes it is really, I think, the source of misunderstanding. And when people are trying to understand each other and they are trying to communicate, to express their inner state and their inner thoughts, but they can't express it with words, and that misunderstanding appears. And sometimes it is really the source of misunderstanding. And I can agree with this statement, with this phrase, and with the narrator, with the author of the book. But sometimes, of course, we can't go without words. So we need the language, we need the words, but we should understand that so words are not ideal. So they can't express our inner thoughts fully. So sometimes it is the source of a misunderstanding between people. Okay, and the last statement: anything essential is what we have already discussed. Anything essential is how to say it in English. Самого главного
Essential
глазами.
is invisible to the eyes.
Yes, anything essential is invisible for the eyes. And как там, зорко сердце, зорко лишь сердце, да? Зорко
Да.
лишь сердце, как-то по-английски он говорил. So one sees clearly only with the heart. One sees clearly only with the heart. Anything essential is invisible for the eyes, and we can see clearly only with the heart. So what does it mean, and how do you agree with that or not?
I'm
I like
agree
it. Yes.
with that.
Uh-huh.
Because this is really truth. So
So can you see clearly with your heart. Can you say about yourself that I can see clearly with my heart? I can see people clearly with my heart.
I think yes.
You have this ability. You have this ability to see with your heart clearly.
Yes.
You're lucky. You're very lucky because this ability is not so. Not everyone has this ability and this opportunity to see clearly with his heart. It's really rare in our days. Okay, and Yulia, what about you?
As for me, I think it's very complicated to see with the heart. When you see by eyes, first meaning of people. So, and nowadays we have a lot of opportunities to post our photos and something, and people at first see by eyes about us.
Yes.
And you need some more time to speak, to be closer with the people, to see them by heart, I think.
Yes, and I can say that, of course, I agree with that, but for that ability, your heart should be clean, so to say, because if our heart is not clean, we can't see clearly with our heart. And well, it's a very rare ability and really very important ability to see not by our eyes. At least we can just remember that when we see something with our eyes, we can ask ourselves that maybe it's not true, and maybe what we see with our eyes is not clear, and something important, something essential, as it is said here, anything essential is invisible for our eyes. And I can also agree with this statement. And the last phrase that my last question for you, and I want to share with you with a very short story. Before reading this chapter, so maybe one day before I read this chapter, I had a situation with my child, and he wants to have friends. So he really likes to have a lot of friends, and so there was a situation in the street when he wanted to play with children, but they didn't want to play with him, and they said that we don't want to play with you, go away, and so on. And we were talking with my child about friendship, and he asked me how to make friends, and I didn't know at that moment what to say, how to make friends, and this question was really hard for me. And the next day, I had to read this chapter, and I had some answers to this question. And after reading this chapter, maybe a bit, so I see this what is friendship a bit clearly, not fully, of course, but a bit better than before. So, how would you answer this question? How to make friends? Very easy question, very simple, but very difficult in the same moment. At the same moment. So, how to make friends? How would you answer?
So then we grow up Then have a new friend, beginning them harder and harder, but I think it's because the people think this about friendship. So I think when you see the human which you have friendship, you just can come up and say something good about this human, and if this
To say
human,
compliments.
yes, or compliment about the clothes, about how this human look, and another cool things. So, and if that human don't want to friendship, he just go on. He don't be talking with you, and but if this human want and friendship, it's beginning. So
Okay, so to say something good about this person, and if he so maybe reacts good and wants to have some communication, some talk, small talk with you, then we will have the further communication with him, and maybe
yes,
become friends. To say something good.
and
Good
say
advice.
hi. This is very important.
And say what?
Hi, hello, or hello, hi or hello. So
Yes, so to greet him, and yes,
yes,
okay. Good advice.
thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Yulia, what about you? How would you answer this question? How to make friends?
So I can say that when we are adult, it's more harder to make friends because maybe sometimes we are not honest to ourselves or with others, and it's some trouble to make friends. Yes, you have to spend time with this person and do good, take care, maybe interesting in their real interests, hobbies. So to have a lot of theme to conversation. Of course, it's true, but sometimes we are thinking, oh, it's she's good, but not so. Maybe. Um, so, to be honest, it's very important to yourself and to each other to be closer to each other. Without it, you can't be closer without it. But when we are children, it's more easy. They can share toys or something like that, and they usually tell us what they want and tell it to each other. And if their wants are similar, they be closer much easier than the adult people.
Yes.
So, and of course, we need patience to find a way to the person. Need patience, of course.
Yes. So you said first to be honest, then to be. You said to be honest.
Interested, yes, to be interested in person, to be honest, to be patient,
To be patient.
and yes, and um, I don't know what to say more.
Okay.
If you want to find a friend, you need to try to find, not waiting.
Okay. To practice
Yes.
your friendship, yes, with others. And so the last question maybe I want to ask you. So can you make friends now? So not when you were a child, but now when you're an adult.
Yes, I can make friends, and I have these new friends now. But here we have, I have the similar term. We have children. They learning in one class. So in this case, we start to conversation, start talking to each other, and we are greedy to each other, and we spend time with fun. So I can say that we are friends now.
Okay. And Tatiana, what about you? Can you make friends when you're an adult?
So yes, but sometimes I just don't want to make a new friendship because I like to be with me.
Yes, I want to be alone
Yeah.
without anyone.
So,
Okay.
but somebody I have do something friendly.
Yes. Okay. And yes, I agree with all you said. And I want just to add from the chapter that the fox said about so to tame means to create ties, and to create ties means that we need each other. So when people need each other, they become friends, and not only they can talk to each other or spend time together. There are a lot of people that we can spend time together and talk about something, but the real friendship when you need this person and this person needs you, like the rose needed the little prince to shelter, to put under the globe, the glass globe, to defend from the tigers, and the little prince needed this flower, the beauty it gives him, and the energy that it has. So maybe the real friendship is when we need each other, and it creates the ties between us. But yes, I agree that you should be patient, very honest, and to do something good to other person. Thank you for this conversation. I like this chapter, and it was the answer for me for this question. Some items of this topic. Yes, it opened some ideas for me. Thank you for the discussion. The next time we will read, I think, 22 and 23, 2 chapters. I will write down in the chat so what we will read, and we will meet on Friday next time. Thank you for your ideas, for your thoughts, and see you next time. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Have
Thank
a good day.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.